Kurmasana and Supta Kurmasana in the Ashtanga Yoga Primary Series. I am going to demonstrate the full pose with the traditional count and the drishti, and then we're going to break it down into parts and make it accessible for everyone. The drishti in Kurmasana and Supta Kurmasana is Aina drishti, basically the third eye. Let's start from downward dog. Supta. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ashta, Supta Kurmasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale. Desha up. Ekadasha. Chaturanga Dandasana. Dvadasha, inhale, up dog. Trayodasha, downward facing dog. So let's break it down. For Kurmasana, you can, instead of jumping your feet straight into it, you just start it. Just walk the feet around, around. Walk the hands back, and then slowly release the booty down to the ground. If you just started and you need a little bit more time to open up the body and you're very tight, I highly suggest using blocks. So what I do with all of my students, you place them like this on the side, place one heel on top and then the other. From here, try to work on just releasing the elbows down, finding space. So again, minimize this rounding action. Rather, walk the hands forward, lift the chest and the sternum up. Inhale, exhale, maybe drop the elbows. Inhale, lengthen space. Exhale, drop the elbows. Up, inhale. Exhale, drop the elbows. When this gets easier, maybe try to slide one hand under, and then maybe the opposite. And then maybe slowly start to slide a little bit forward. So that's basically one way to work on it. Again, if you're very tight, legs can be bent, and right here. If you don't have the blocks, you probably don't even need to use them. You can just bend the knees in here, work on dropping here, dropping, opening the hips, and maybe play with stretching one arm and then the opposite. Or work with both, and then slowly finding your way straighter. If you've been doing it for a while, the idea is once you're here, that you stretch the legs so much so the heels float off the ground. You're really firing up the legs. And you breathe for 5 deep inhales and exhales. Then, inhale, we start to transition into Supta Kurmasana. Traditionally, arms will go towards one another to clasp. And then you walk the feet a little bit closer towards one another. Crisscross them, and the head under. Often it helps if you have someone who's giving you actually adjustments, or some people like to come to seated, like this, and then bringing the legs behind the head to find the pose in here. And then they slowly bring it down, forehead to the ground, and hands reaching around towards one another. If your arms are not getting close enough, you can always use the strap like this on the back. So you can start placing the strap like this. First, just from your Kurmasana, from this position, bring the feet closer towards one another and just have the feet touching. That's enough. Reach the hands around, grab the strap, and walk your hands closer towards one another using the strap. And this is more than enough. You can just stay here for a while. Once this becomes easier, then maybe you can play with using the block and place both feet, heels touching, so like this, heels are touching on the block to give you a little bit more space and length so you can go a little bit deeper. And same approach in here. You're gonna slide the hands under, maybe use the strap and walk it a little bit closer. And now work on releasing. Allow the gravity to work for you. So just let the head melt down. Work it just here till it gets easier. Then maybe you're gonna start playing here with crossing one ankle on top of the other. And again, trying to sneak under. And I highly suggest switch the crossing. If this is challenging and you need a little bit more space, we can use 2 blocks or even a chair, and you can place your feet higher up on the chair. But blocks will probably do it. Here, bring the hands under, just grab the blocks, and from here, draw the chest forward, forward, forward. Keep finding space, and then slowly start to circle the hands around, and let the forehead relax. Again, you can use the strap in here. To slowly work your way towards the full Supta Kurmasana. Now, from here, you do have the pose with both legs behind the head. So basically from here, 5 deep inhales and exhales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're gonna inhale as you push and come up. You're gonna try to see if you can actually stay in this position. Press the hands into the ground, push the floor desha as you come up. The drishti here still, it's toward the third eye. Now from here, slowly you transition into Titibasana. Lift the navel up towards the back body and do your best to transition the legs together into Bakasana. And then from here, you're gonna shoot it into Chaturanga and take your vinyasa. So basically, that would be Kurmasana and Supta Kurmasana. If it's really challenging for the beginning, you can as well do a little pigeon work just to prep your hips for leg behind the hand. And that pigeon can as well look like this. So from a seated position, slide the left heel towards the inner right, growing. Place the right foot on top of the block like this. And then from here, reach the hands down and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. As it gets easier, slide the hand under. Try to play with the wrap just around one leg and rest the forehead down. Then as that gets easier, maybe you sneak the head a little bit under the foot and you practice floating one leg at a time up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Right heel to the inner left, left foot on top. Work it here. 3, 2, 1. Then maybe start to transition with the hand. Maybe bring it for a wrap. You can again use the strap in here. And then maybe slowly from here, you're gonna sneak the head under. You can slide the foot a little bit more on top. And just work it here a little bit. So you're doing one leg at a time before you start to challenge the body to do both legs at the same time. So, like anything else, build up to it. Takes time. So practice, 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 and before you know it, you will be doing Kurmasana and Supta Kurmasana.